in Fort Wayne, Indiana, on Christmas Eve, 1939, a boy named Dean Arnold Corll was born into a contentious family filled with quagmire, divorce, and violence. Such quarrels would create multiple instances of divorce and remarrying that would bring Dean and his brother back and forth from Indiana to Tennessee to Houston, where he would finally settle in 1962 with his mother and work as a vice president in her new candy business named the Corll Candy Company. It would be 2 years later that, despite his lifelong sickness with rheumatic fever and heart conditions, he would be drafted into the Army, where he had his first experiences with homosexuality that would be seen later on. After his honorable discharge, he returned to his mother and the Corll Candy Company in the Heights in Houston, which at the time was an impoverished and criminal milieu, and began spending time with teenage boys and young men like Owen Brooks and Elmer Henley after befriending them with candy. This time would be spent hosting debaucherous activities in Dean's house in Pasadena, like sniffing paint or glue, or drinking alcohol, or taking drugs or marijuana. This was where Dean would begin his pederasty and killing spree of over 28 boys during the next 3 years. Brooks and Henley would help Dean bring in victims with the promise of these illicit activities or candy, to which Dean would satiate his fetishes as he subjugated rape, sodomy, torture, and mutilation to those who fell prey. This travesty went unnoticed due to the disregard of the disappearances by police officers, and the only reason Dean's spree of capital murder was stopped and discovered was due to his accomplice Henley killing him with a .22 caliber pistol in alleged self-defense, since Dean had decided to punish Henley after he had brought a girl to one of Dean's parties. Dean's crimes were posthumously revealed by accomplices Henley and Brooks, who would go on to reveal a myriad of macabre details about who, what, when, where, and why. These details would uncover the confirmed 28 victims and be known as the Houston mass murders, which are one of the biggest and worst cases of serial murder in all of history.
Explain.
Murder done by
Yes, this is Mama, baby. Mama? I killed Dean.
Many people alive today would now reminisce on how they, unbeknownst to them, narrowly escaped becoming a victim of the Candyman, who without a doubt inspired the sentiments of avoiding taking candy from strangers. Due to the carnage and cruelty of his crimes for capital murder, for his carnal abuse against children who he would coerce Henley and Brooks to bring to him, along with his name being Corll and being known as the vice president of the Corll Candy Company and as the Candyman, on top of his death by Henley's .22 caliber pistol, Dean Arnold Corll's crimes would pronounce him with the letter C for the rest of his days.